Mikey, what do you want to see happen next in the world of Irish beer? Apart from you becoming immensely rich.
That's all I want. And attractive. Well, I'll take one or the other. I don't care which.
One
because if I can.
They're dominoes. Like
Yeah. Well, I would think that I'd love to see Ireland adopt the kind of brew pub. Model tap room model.
Yeah.
Or a little bit, or brew pub. Embrace that a little bit more.
Yeah. It'd be great to see in Ireland that tap room culture come here. Like, it's obviously big in the UK and the States. I suppose legislation hasn't been there for us to open tap rooms and invite people into the brewery before, but that has now since been passed, and we're allowed now to apply for license and open tap rooms.
I suppose first up, we'd like to see the pubs open again, and when they do open, I would hope that craft beer can start to move on and sort of break out of its current position, maybe 4 or 5% of the market, and push ahead into sort of a wider audience. I think that's been happening during the lockdown. I think in terms of the off trade, I think anecdotally people are being more experimental, trying out different beers, maybe more adventurous than they would be in the bar. So we're hoping that the bars open and some of that gets brought back in, and we see craft beer kind of move on to the next level.
So I'd like to see, especially obviously for us in Northern Ireland, changes happening as soon as possible. So the bill that's at the committee stage at the minute will be voted on before the summer. So we're hoping to get an amendment to allow us to open tap rooms. So that is the next thing that we want to see happen in the world of Irish beer.
Well, first of all, I'd like to see to get the pubs back open again and get this tap room open. We did really well the previous year getting our beer into new bars around Dublin, so I'd like to continue with that, getting Irish craft beer into Irish pubs.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to see the pubs reopen, and restaurants and hotels. In terms of beer styles and things, I think the innovation is always there. It's been happening, so that every few months loads of Irish breweries are trying out new things, new recipes, lots of collaborations. So maybe some international collaborations would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be great. Get some people over to this country and do some collaborations.
We want to see new breweries coming in. We want to see people doing, which they're already doing far more interesting beers. It's been really exciting seeing our friends in Wide Street and Landon Labour really focusing on wild beers, which we don't get to do enough of here, and that's fine because we're really focused on clean, kind of hoppy beer, and we love drinking those beers as well. So we get really excited when we see releases like that happen. So more of that, more barrel aging, more focused on making things just really big and exciting, and fermentation focused and aging focused, and it's happening. So I just want to see more of it because we love drinking it.
For me, the Irish craft beer scene in Ireland, really obviously want to get the pubs back open so we can support the bars, the restaurants that support craft beer in Ireland, so we can go back and support them, have a pint with friends. That would be great. But also when things return to normal, we really want to see craft beer go to the next level. And a lot of pubs in Ireland maybe stock a craft beer in a bottle, but not a lot on tap. So it'd be great to start seeing more craft beer come onto tap, more widely available. And Ireland, over the last while, was really innovative with really great food, agricultural products, but beer just hasn't broken through, definitely in the pub scene. So, the next step I think for craft beer in Ireland is to break the mold and get into more pubs around Ireland.
I think a key thing for me and a key target for us as a collective of craft brewers in Ireland, there's only about 100 breweries here in Ireland, so it's a relatively small number. But I mean, brewers of Ireland are producing literally world-class beer in certain cases, and we have a fantastic trajectory. But Ireland, as you may know, has been completely dominated. The beer market in Ireland has been completely dominated for centuries by a couple of really large, now multinational brewers. So there's literally no choice whatsoever. Craft beer now has about 3% of the market, which is still way behind UK and Europe and the US. So I think collectively we need to come together and figure out a way to engage with people more and to get out the message about local and craft beer in this very sort of dominated market?
We need the route to market to change. In the north and the south, it's both the same, but I'll speak more to the north. So the north is the most tied market in Europe, which means over 90%, it's probably 96, 97% or more of all draft handles in our country are tied to Diageo or Heineken, which means as a small craft brewery 1 mile outside the city centre, there's maybe half a dozen bars in the whole country that serve our beer on draft. And because they're all tied to the big guys, they've all opened or expanded or extended their businesses as bars by signing on a dotted line with the guys who tell them what they need to sell. So that's restrictive to us, obviously, and it also just creates a market and a consumer whose only experience of beer is the same 3 products anywhere they go in the whole country, and that forms something in you, unfortunately.
We're stuck here with laws going back to the 1920s, which means that we have to have an off license, which would cost many tens of thousands of pounds, or indeed an on license would cost even more. So what we're looking for is legislation that we can open up our own tap room here.
And the other problem too is that we're not allowed to sell our beer direct to customer. So we have a shop, we have a web shop, but it's not actually ours, it works with a local off license. And we are really the only country, the only breweries I know who aren't allowed to do that. There's a reason why all the breweries in the States and our friends across the water in England, Scotland and Wales all have tap rooms, and it's because it's necessary to have access to that margin and have access directly to your own customer. It's really important. It goes hand in hand with success and profitability and growth. So that's what needs to happen. It's similar in the south and it's a little more nuanced there perhaps, but not being able to sell our own beer to you guys directly and not being able to have our beer on draft across our own city, across our own country is just madness. And in a sense, I'm really proud and happy of what we've achieved without all that. But we have been working with Stormont, which is actually like just right over there, off camera. It's close enough to the brewery. Been working with them to change the law, and we're getting close to finding out how successful we've been, and I'm really hopeful. I'm quite confident that we're going to get what we want.
It'd also be great if Guinness decided to retire to, I don't know, to the Caribbean or somewhere and leave the rest of us to fill the gap and get around the world selling really good beer. Yeah. We'd love that.
Yeah.
Be a nice
more
move.
Shelf space.
Guinness, if you're listening,
help us out. Help us out.
All right. That's Ireland.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. Okay. Take her handy.
All right. Enjoy it.
Bye.
Bye.